First guest tonight is one of the most talented actors ever. He's won so many awards. He tips the Postmates guy with them. His latest is the very intense series, Your Honor.
Do you know how hard this has been on me? Every principle that I have ever lived by.
When you left my son dying on the side of the road, you lost that. Principle? No.
I can still make this work.
How? You're out of time. Give me the answer to my question now.
Desire will kill him. Carlo goes down for this, he'll never come out. And then you'll have two dead sons.
Your Honor is Sunday nights on Showtime. Say hello to Bryan Cranston. Hi, Bryan.
Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good. Let me tell you something. That show of yours, you are so fantastic in it. It almost gave me a heart attack last weekend. And I'm not kidding. I was watching it and I was like, I think I might die as a result of watching this show.
You know what it is? I just didn't think there was enough anxiety in our lives. So I thought, let's do this show and everybody will be anxious as hell.
I needed some grim bastard after watching that is what I needed. Is it fun to play a judge, by the way? Because judge seems like a fun actor thing to play.
It's funny you should mention that. I was down in New Orleans where we shot the show, and about 2 weeks before we actually started shooting, I did some research at the courthouse there, and you see very different kinds of personalities. Some like to stay in the background like a good umpire or a referee. Some use it as a stage. Others will, use it as a bully pulpit to admonish people. And it's really interesting. And then you see, jury selection and arraignments. And then sometimes, like I was down there once and I saw a doctor who was giving expert testimony on murder and what he thought was a murder weapon and such. And this is intense, emotional, life-changing information that he was dispensing. And yet he was standing there going, there's a possibility that a blunt force could have caused the trauma to the victim, but it's unsure how many times. And I stood up in the courtroom and I said, okay, I get it. Let's take it back and just give it a little more oomph, give it some energy. Come on. See that guy? He could be executed if you don't do the job right. So lots at stake here.
Yeah, that might be the profession. The legal profession might be the profession that is least like it is portrayed in television and film, because most lawyers I know say it's just boring all the time.
Boring all the time. And then you see heightened situations for the defendants and the families of victims and things like that, and juxtaposed with bailiffs and secretaries, talking about, hey, happy hour is in about 20 minutes. You want to go down there and have some, shooter? It's like just a normal Thursday to them. It's really an interesting environment.
When you were in New Orleans, this was during COVID, right? This is when you couldn't probably do things.
Well, we started the series, Your Honor, last year in September of last year, and there's 10 episodes, so
Right.
It's getting juicy. And we came right up to March, and we had 2 more episodes to shoot, and they had to shut us down. So we all went away, as everyone did, and in lockdown, and did your COVID interactions. And 7 months later, we reconvened in New Orleans, and then we shot the last 2 episodes, but under completely different situations. We were masked and shielded and rehearsing. We wouldn't be able to be close to each other. And what I noticed is that at 64, almost 65 now, I've been to my fair share of rock concerts. I didn't realize how much I depended upon lip reading to hear people's comments in a
Same here.
I'm telling
Same here.
It's like, I have no idea what you're saying.
I
No
can
clue.
between the shields and the mouth being covered, I don't know what anyone is saying ever. I might as well be a scuba diver. It's crazy.
And
You
I've
know,
gotten used to just doing like, oh, uh,
I think they call that right, isn't that? Bryan, so you take this job, you're going to be shooting in New Orleans, which sounds like fun. And then you're in New Orleans and you're not allowed to have any fun at all. What do? Do you just sit in the hotel room there?
well, what's so interesting is before we got closed down at the very end, during Mardi Gras this last year, I was the emperor of Orpheus. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
I was in the parade and throwing the beads out, and everybody was having a great time. It was a huge super spreader. It was the super spreader of all that we didn't know about it. It was like February. People are gassed on the side of the street, but it was a blast in New Orleans. They really know how to throw a party, and it was great. And then not 2 weeks later, everything shut down. So now when we went back to shoot the last couple episodes, we were told you really just have to go to work and go home. Go to work, go home. There is no socializing. We're wearing masks and shields when we're rehearsing, and only when, okay, roll sound, you take that stuff off, do the scene and cut, and you put it back on, and everybody stays away from each other. It was trying. It was, I don't want to make it
Yeah.
sound like it was
Right, right. Yeah,
horrible.
it's a nuisance. Let me tell you something though. I just remembered something. And because I was thinking about, I know you're a big Dodgers fan, and Tommy Lasorda passed away on Friday. Years ago, when I was doing the Man Show, Adam Carolla and I, we got a call. They said, "Do you want to be the grand marshals in our Mardi Gras parade?" And of course, we say yes, we would love to. And we get there, and it was kind of a last minute thing. And we get there, and we get on the float, and we're throwing these beads with these medallions at the end. And on each medallion is Tommy Lasorda's face. And we're like, why are we throwing Tommy Lasorda medallions out at the crowd? And they go, oh yeah, Tommy canceled. That's why we asked you guys to do it. I got to find one of those medallions. All right. Bryan Cranston is with us. His show's called Your Honor. It's on Showtime. We'll be right back. We are back with Bryan Cranston. His show is called Your Honor. Watch it Sundays at 10 o'clock on Showtime. If you dare, it really is some show. And Bryan, you've been keeping very busy in a way I did not expect over the COVID lockdown. You've been baking bread.
Yes, going back to my grandfather was a professional baker. And so I went back to roots and got a starter from a friend, and I made some really attractive loaves of sourdough.
That's a whole thing, the starter, right? You got to get, it's like you got to keep it alive. You have to feed it. Are you still feeding it, or did you give up?
You have to keep feeding the starter. Well, the starter got so big, it ate my refrigerator. So I had to get rid of it. But you get new starters. You start all over again.
Let's take a look at the results of Bryan's bread baking, and beautifully done. I think your grandfather would be quite proud and impressed.
There was a little bit of pressure to make sure that I didn't mess that up too. Yeah, and it tastes fantastic. And by the way, that's not the only thing that I picked up during the COVID lockdown. I want you to I'm going to do this because I want you to meet a friend of mine.
Oh, cool.
And his name is Gerald.
Oh,
Say
hi, nice.
Gerald.
Nice to meet you, Gerald.
Hey, who the hell rose me out of my nap? Huh? Who's that? Jeez, I thought Dom DeLuise was dead. Oh, Gerald, that's not, why are you doing that? That's Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, I know. I've seen him. Boring. Come on.
Gerald, this is wonderful, Bryan. But can we, if I have one suggestion, could we see you do it without the mask?
Without the mask?
Yeah.
Well,
with the mask off.
Yeah. Well, okay. You want me to take the mask off? I mean, I think it's safer to wear the mask, and this is how I learned to do it.
What do you mean?
He sticks his hand up my ass, and now you're trying to kill me. So just calm down, calm down. We're okay, Gerald. Well, who is this ass clown anyway? I've never seen him before. He sure as hell ain't no Carson. I know, but this is his. Be kind. What's the matter with you?
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know. I think we're like missing some of the ventriloquism magic with the mask, you know?
Oh, okay. I see. I see what you want. So it doesn't matter that Gerald is 81 years old and could be exposed, and he's cantankerous. But okay, Jimmy, it's your show. Why don't we take off the mask? There you go. Let him get sick. That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Not exactly what I was thinking, but go ahead. Do you guys have an act? What do you do exactly?
If you could just stop interrupting.
I'm sorry.
Gerald was about to tell us about his trip that he just took. That's right.
Oh.
I just took a trip. Well, okay, Gerald. And where did you go? I went to Washington, D.C. Oh, just now. I just got back. Oh, well, last week during all the what were you doing there? A parade. All right, no more Newsmax for you.
Right.
I'd like to now drink a glass of water.
Okay, great. All right, go ahead.
All right.
All right, this will be great. Wait, isn't Gerald supposed to sing or something while you drink the glass of water?
Oh, okay. So I guess you're the ventriloquist now. That's what you not.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
This guy. He couldn't Carson's hat.
All right.
You say that? That's awful.
Bryan Cranston and Gerald, ladies and gentlemen, they're wonderful.
Wake me up when there's something decent and someone has a piece of pie.
Watch Your Honor on Showtime. We'll be right back with Carrie Coon.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Jimmy, Kimmel, live. This is ridiculous.